Okay, for just a few minutes, I want to dive a little deeper into your deepest why. This is the foundation of the Purpose Planner. Yes, it is possible for you to figure out your purpose in life. And I don't mean like a grand, I don't mean like the purpose that everyone has, that's like this general thing. If you listen to Viktor Frankl, who wrote Man's Search for Meaning. He just has some fabulous stuff in that book. But he has a quote, and I'm not remembering it exactly right now, but it says something about each one of us has an individual, unique purpose for us to fulfill. And that it's not a general thing, but it is specific to each person. Somebody else cannot fulfill your purpose for you. You must fulfill that. I believe that. I believe that we each have a unique set of skills and talents, a unique mission, a unique calling, whatever you want to call it, but we have something to fulfill while here on earth. And I'm kind of excited that I've discovered my why, that I have discovered my purpose. And I think that's to help other people find and fulfill their purposes, to use the skills and talents I've been given to help other people, which is kind of the reason for the videos, the reason for the planner, and kind of exciting. But what I want you to know is you can figure out, you can find and fulfill your purpose. And when you consistently act from your deepest why, you will live with purpose, passion, and power every day. Just think about the clarity that you have as you figure out what it is that you were here to do. I tell this story a lot, but years ago I was sent to Mongolia to film just this most amazing thing. And it was these American doctors were going there and they were restoring sight to the blind. Can you imagine that? In my mind, I conjured up this just incredible story that what they were doing was they had found this technology that was so advanced they couldn't get FDA approval here in the States. And so they were going to Mongolia and other countries and they were doing these operations, these secret operations on people to like try it out. Well, that isn't what was going on at all. What they were doing was they were removing cataracts. Now, cataracts in the United States, that's a simple procedure. You get cataracts removed kind of like you go to the dentist and get your teeth cleaned. You go in, you get done, and you're done. You leave. But for these people in Mongolia, they had gone blind and they had no idea, at least I imagine they had no idea, that this was a preventable, reversible blindness. Because I think they would have moved heaven and earth to get out of their blindness had they known that they didn't need to have that there. I tell that story because you and I both have psychological cataracts on us that limit us, that pull us away from our purpose, and that make us shrink from our full possibilities. So what you need to do is you need to constantly be working on removing those cataracts using good people, coaches, family members, outside influencers who can help you recognize where you've been developing cataracts, mental cataracts that you can then remove. This 7 levels deep exercise will help you do that. Okay, so let me just explain really quickly how to do it. What you do is you jump into this little exercise here and you figure out, okay, what about blank is important to me? Now, for a long time, I was working on short films and I thought short films was my purpose. I was going to create these amazing award-winning short films and make a difference in life. And so maybe I'd write down, what about short films is important to me? Well, I feel like I'm using my talents to help other people. Okay, well then I jump into, what about using my talents to help other people is important to me? Oh, well, and then I figure that out and I write that into the next line. Whatever it is that you're working on, whatever you feel is most important to you, start with what you think is the most important thing to you and then dive deeper and deeper and deeper and just keep putting it into this little formula. It's very simple, but again, like cataract removal surgery, that is super simple. The more clarity you can get, the more you will be able to operate from your deep why, with clarity, with vision, and not go through, kind of mumbling and bumbling through life like I was for so long. So that's how you do the 7 levels deep exercise. And then this is going to, you're going to jump into it again. Each day as you're going through your power hour, you're going to write down, my purpose is to, and whatever you came up with from your 7 levels deep exercise, you can write it down right in there. Another thing that I do is I audition other purposes. Sometimes I change it up. And I feel, I kind of listen to my feelings. How does that feel when I write down that purpose and when I reflect on it, when I think about that? Is that something that's congruent with me? What we want to do is we want to get our lives as congruent with who we really are as possible. Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true. I don't think he meant do whatever the heck you want. I think he meant find out who you are. Figure out what makes you tick. Figure out what your belief system is, and then be completely true to that. And when you are, you have this congruence that just makes a huge difference in your life. So again, figure out your deepest why, write down your purpose, use this every day. This is a workbook. And it's designed so that you could write it every day. And the more you think about it, the more you reflect on it, the more you just ingrain that in your mind as to what you're really about. And the more you're able to then live with it and live it. And when you do that, you have that congruence that makes a huge difference in your life. So that's a little bit about your deepest why. And join me for the next video where we're going to talk about power prayer.